Nope.
How's it going, everyone? I'm Honest, and this is the best show to watch, the best show to be a part of, the Honest Experience. Happy Wednesday night, Thursday morning. For those that already know, and for those that don't know, we were having some issues with YouTube. For the full explanation, you can go watch my test video from earlier today, but felt like I needed a real video for today, so we are doing one, and we're gonna get it up hopefully in time, but it might be just a little into Thursday morning. So happy in between day. Yes, we're gonna make up a new day so I can put up some content. And we thank you for everybody that's been liking, commenting, subscribing, following. It's people like you that are going to help this little community to grow. So please continue to share me, and go subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't. And if you already have, go take someone to my channel, get them to click that subscription button, and then also get all of the notifications so you guys can stay up to date. Warning. What you're about to see is a poor excuse of a person, poor excuse of a human, poor excuse of a teacher. She's just plain a poor excuse. We have teachers taking it upon themselves to indoctrinate our children, and they are pushing these far left agendas that any sane person would not agree with. This is just ridiculous. Why don't you have a look and see?
Okay, so during third period, we have announcements and they do the Pledge of Allegiance. I always tell my class, stand if you feel like it, don't stand if you feel like it, say the words if you want, don't have to say the words. So my class decided to stand but not say the words. Totally fine. Except for the fact that my room does not have a flag. It used to be there, but I took it down during COVID because it made me uncomfortable. And I packed it away and I don't know where, and I haven't found it yet. But my kid today goes, hey, it's kind of weird that we just stand and then, we say it to nothing. And I'm like, oh, well, I gotta find it. Like, I'm working on it. I got you. In the meantime, I tell this kid, we do have a flag in the class that you can pledge your allegiance to. And he looks around and he goes, oh, that one?
Okay. Doesn't that poor excuse make you mad? If she's so afraid of the flag, then she should never be in the position that she had. And quite frankly, she probably should never be around anybody. To be so scared and then to think it's funny while she's going around indoctrinating your kids. These kids are telling her, well, it's quite weird that we're just standing here without our United States of American flag. And she thinks it's funny to point, well, we have a flag that you can pay your allegiance to. And then he's, oh, what, that flag? And she shows us it's a gay flag that she thinks is so funny. A flag that was stolen from a religious group. That flag that represents a group of people that are, a lot of them carry so much hate for who they ripped that flag from, meaning they hate that particular religion. And so they take that flag, they take that sign of a rainbow and make it into theirs. And then they're trying to steal traditional marriage as theirs. And she thinks that it's funny that she's indoctrinating and pushing this on young children. And then she wants to go on and talk about how she has the flag put away. She's lied and told them that she will find it. She openly admitted that she's a liar, and she thinks it's funny as she's chomping on some gum or her tongue. She sounds so stupid. But she thinks it's funny. She's American, and American way of life gave her this job, that phone, and that TikTok account to make her put up something so asinine, and she wants to tarnish it and ruin it, and then not just for herself, but and put that impression on these young little kids that probably it looks like she's in elementary school, 10 years or younger. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. She is supposed to be there she's supposed to teach these kids academics, math, history, science. She's not supposed to go in there and teach about gender equality, pronouns, how the gay flag started or whatever. And she has shown just in that 50 something clip that she is incapable of it. But boy, here at the Honest Experience, we have some great news, some wonderful news. Not only has she taken down all her social media and went in hiding, she deserves everything she gets. Let me clarify, I'm not talking about violence. I am not advocating anybody to cause her harm, but she probably needs to be taught a little lesson, be told a thing or two. She's probably been getting her social media full of proud Americans telling her off, maybe even giving her phone calls and text messages and emails. This is what Maxine Waters told us Americans to do, right? And so she had to go into hiding. The school releases a statement that they do not agree with her stance, and they're doing an investigation on this, and they have relieved her of her duty, and that they believe in honoring the flag. We need schools to step up against these type of teachers. I watched just today, right literally as I'm getting onto air. I've said this before, when I start doing and figuring out everything for my show, I go and do my research, and then once I'm done, I immediately start filming, then I immediately start editing, and then I post. I said this, in fact, today on that test video. But when I'm doing that, I have my computer up with all the different information that I'm getting. I have papers and things of notes that I've written down throughout the day that I want to keep track of. And then I have the TV on to get any more last minute things that I may have forgot that would remind me, or something that I should have said to go with what I'm putting out. Excuse me. And right as I was getting on, Veritas released a hidden investigation that they were doing with these teachers. This teacher in Sacramento, this guy Gip, I believe is his name. I'm retaining this all as, it was still going as I was recording. I thought, man, I wanted to hear all that, but I'm doing several videos tonight. I've got a schedule that I got to keep to, since I missed 3 days. Anyways, so this Sacramento teacher was not only bragging about how he's got an Antifa flag up in his room, he's wearing a Antifa wife beater type of junky shirt. He looks like a meth head. Should never be a teacher. I don't believe that you always should look at what people looks like, but in that particular, this is a meth head, crackhead looking. He's a moron. He not only was bragging about how he has an Antifa flag up, was bragging about how he was indoctrinating these children into these left-wing propaganda, instilling this mental illness into these children, diluting, diseasing their young brains, and thinking that Antifa, BLM, and these rioters, these fascists that are supposedly against fascism, he's bragging about it. And then he talks about where he's at in California is pretty has a pretty high conservative community, and that these are redneck dummies that don't know anything good for them. So he thinks that he's there to do what is right for your children. Now, not a lot of these, they're all idiots. They're all idiots, and we're seeing it. Come on, he's out there bragging to somebody he doesn't even know who that is filming him, investigating this. This poor excuse of a liberal gay teacher that was trying to indoctrinate her kids. I mean, time and time again, we see these gay teachers. You're not supposed to have bias and say you won't hire these people because of this, but it is true. These gay teachers are openly admitting that they are wanting to push this on kids. We're not wanting to push that everybody's treated equal. No, we are pushing your kids into gayism. You have transgenders reading books, drag queens reading books, and these books are about how it's so cool and you should be one of these. They're indoctrinating our kids. They're deluding our kids from what's natural, from traditional values. And we're supposed to be so compliant with everybody else, but yet they don't care what we think. Everything that we think or we believe in, they're trying to trash. They are trying to destroy, and they are trying to get rid of us. That's what they're doing. So we need to start stepping up against these left teachers. We need to start taking over the schools, the school boards. We need to start taking over our local government offices. We need to start working in our homes, not just focusing out on the federal government, not just focusing on our House or our Senate or our president office. We have teachers lying, outright lying to these kids, laughing about it, opening that they're lying. They know that they're lying. I'm not going to find that flag. I'm lied and told little Timmy that I'm going to find it to make him feel better. But no matter how many times Timmy asks, it won't be there. They lie. They try to indoctrinate. And thank goodness for this school that is putting a stop to it. We need to make sure that we have other schools that put a stop to it. We don't need to discriminate, but we need to come to a realization that if they're leftists, they have their bias and they're going to do it. They're going to pollute these innocent minds. And I'm against all this, but when it is what it is, what can you do? We need to probably ban any Democrat or liberal from having any type of power. They cannot be a manager at McDonald's, at a warehouse, at a factory that I worked in. The liberals were the plant manager on up, and their bias was not only evident. They would sit there and want to say and get on to people for talking politics, but they would come up and start tag teaming you. They would lie, and then you'd be right there, and you'd obviously knew that you were put in a corner, so you wouldn't. You'd either do your best to just try to agree and just get, I can agree with you on that, I guess, and walk away. You try to do everything. There'd be times that you would stand up, but it was just a never-ending battle. You had these liberal bosses that would sit there and force you to work while they wouldn't work. They would force you to wear these masks in this hot heat. You're working in 300 plus degree ovens, and then it's summertime and that factory's just getting hotter and hotter while they go sit in their cool, nice offices, don't have masks on, texting on their phones. They want to get onto you for you even looking at your phone, but they'll sit there right on the plant floor. All these bosses that happen to be left leaning sit there and just be texting and showing each other memes, making fun of Trump or whatever. And this is everywhere. These leftist teachers, these leftist bosses, I can give more examples, but you already know they cannot. It's not because it is because of the left, but it's not because they're left leaning that I say that. It's because none of them can show that they can do the job. They can not only not I have not seen a real left person be able to actually work, actually go out there and work. They're usually the ones that are wanting the other people to work. They are usually the ones that find a way to get you to do the job. They're lazy. They do the least amount of work. They might call in all the time. Everybody has their problems but overall, it's just these sides are nothing but bringing us down, and we need to have this conversation, and that's what I'm here for. It's just a conversation, um, but we need to take a look at it, and we need to really, if we're not worried about the private sector like that, we need to at least look at these teachers and all these different positions that can influence. And I mean, they're going out, these school boards are hearing passionate speeches from these parents, and then they still do whatever they want on the mask, on a CRT, or whatever. This is what we need to get out. This is what we need to stop. So it's been a long week here at the show, The Honest Experience. We are trying to get back on track and trying to bring you great content, and hopefully we'll be able to continue. I am just one man. It's easy to get off course. It's easy to have to find out where you got to re-go again and everything. But I thank everybody that has been viewing, that has been liking, sharing, following. Thank you again very, very much from the bottom of my heart. Please continue to share me, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't. Get all the notifications to stay up to date. Go grab somebody else. Don't stop with just one person. Keep bringing them over. Tell them, hey, we need to start spreading this good message. Let's help this person grow. That little boop, hitting that subscribe button makes a big difference. It makes a big difference in me and in my plans in life. It's going to make a big difference for you. I'm not just saying that, but let's just do this together, and I need you. So thank you very much. Continue to share, continue to come over and subscribe and get people to subscribe. And if you liked what you saw, if you liked what you heard, or maybe you just want to help me grow, you'll do what I said by sharing me, subscribing me, get people to subscribe. I thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow, and God bless.